Hello everybody and welcome back to Sagevivor Season 5, The Golden Age. This episode we spun the wheel once again and landed on Season 3, which meant one more big swap at the Final 15 here right before Merge. That's right, this season Merge is happening at Final 14, so this is the last vote before Merge. And let me tell you, it's a doozy and it involves, I was almost going to say requires, that's wrong, but it involves yet another classic Season 1 and Season 2 meme to come back up, so we're going to enjoy that again and jump right back into it. Friendly reminder, if you haven't already, smash that like button for me to show your support for the series and consider subscribing. It not only helps me, but the cast of Sagevivor and future casts of Sagevivor, as the better that the series does, the more that I can turn around and invest into Sagevivor. Anyways, thank you guys so much, and let's jump right into it.
Oh, what's good? I completely forgot that I haven't done this yet. Whoops. It's okay. I'm gonna beat the deadline just barely. Episode ends in like 20 minutes. That's when the next episode starts, so getting it done just before the buzzer. But basically, we didn't go to travel this episode, but we did swap. And there's some tea. So I swapped, and it's 3 tribes of 5, I think. Yeah, 3 tribes of 5. I'm with my boy Ethan. And then the 3 people who were just at travel: Wrath, Dylan, and Cam. Alright. So I immediately hear about what just happened at the Taylor Tribal and how Wrath used to steal a vote and Cam got 2 votes from Taylor and 2 votes from Vintage and Snowy, I think. My memory sucks. And then Wrath goes on to tell me about how he's the fucking advantage merchant, basically. Because goddamn. Extra vote given to Mason. Extra vote given to Ethan. Idle piece given to Vintage. Buddy, let me let you in on a little secret. You can save advantages for yourself. I know, it's so surprising. It's a revolutionary idea. You should maybe try it. It might work out for you. Who knows? Yeah, so not only that, Mason also found an extra vote from the idle grid, and he bought one last episode. So he has 3 extra votes. Mason has 3 extra votes. At least I believe so. Might only have 2, but definitely 2, most likely 3. So that's great. That's great. I just blindsided him, and he probably hates me, but that's great. Speaking of, I think I mentioned it, but like I said, my memory sucks. I got myself an Idle Nullifier last round, which is great, because those who don't know, in Season 3, the Idle Nullifier was almost my kryptonite. I almost went home to an Idle Nullifier multiple times. So I decided to flip it around this time, have it myself, see what comes of it. I bought it. Everyone from my OG tribe, not OG, fucking hell, last tribe knows I have it, and so I told Wrath and Dylan about it to garner trust, because it's gonna get out anyway, so it's fine. Probably won't be useful, but at the very least, it can be used against me this time, which is all that really matters. Alright, so advantage-wise, Wrath he claims nothing. I'm sure he has something. Ethan has an extra vote, I have a nullifier, and Dylan, I believe, has a idle piece. So that's fun. I don't know if Cam has anything, because Cam and I don't really talk yet. But yeah. Didn't go to travel, but I got some tea. I don't trust Wrath and Dylan. Ethan doesn't trust Wrath and Dylan, but we're in an alliance with them for now. Not sure if we'll stay true to it. They give us good info, but at the same time, how much can you trust that info? Taylor trusted them, and that didn't work out very well for her, did it? Ain't really got much else to go over tonight. Kind of rushing to submit this before the deadline. Yeah, that's all I got for now. Peace.
So Dylan and Raph want to include me and Danny in an alliance, like us four to the final six, and also Snowy and somebody else, I don't remember, but like that's what Raph was telling us. He was like, I like you guys, I want to bring me and Dylan and Danny final six, and we're all like, oh yeah, this is great, this is good to know. And like both him, like Raph and Dylan are like just like they just say everything. Like you don't even have to ask them for information, they're spilling it. They're saying who has every single advantage. They're giving all the tea up from their other tribes. It's like if they're really just like playing us up, they're doing a really good job at it, because like otherwise I don't know. I mean, obviously I think he trusts us, me and Danny a lot, otherwise I don't know why he would be spilling all the tea. But like I'm still talking with Danny, and we're trying to figure out if we actually should like go along with him and Dylan, or if we should like pull a fast one on them. That's what I'm leaning towards, because like I love making a big move like that. That'd be so much fun. But on the other hand, it's like we could keep both of them as like shields into the merge. But the thing is, I think Cam is kind of a goat at this point. I don't know, there's still a lot of game left, he can do something. Like, at this point, like, I mean, it seems like nobody talks about him. It doesn't seem like he has much personality. At least in this season. No shade towards him, but like, I mean, you ask people about him and it's just like, you don't get much of an answer, because it's like, I don't know, he doesn't seem to be doing very much. So it's like, and I would love just an easy win by bringing like a goat to the end with me, which I know some people think is boring, but like, hey girl, I'm gonna do what I want to do.
What's up? This is my episode 5 confessional. Start off with, I really did not, I was really nervous on my tribe. Like episode 4, I was like, dude, if I go to tribe again, dude, I'm so cooked. I'm gonna go home. So I was basically just staring at my screen the entire time during the season twist announcement for like the new round. I was praying as a swap. Like, I kid you not, I was just like waiting, just praying it was gonna say season 3. And fortunately enough for me, I got my swap. So your boy is very ecstatic right now. And not only am I ecstatic about that, but I'm also ecstatic about who's on my tribe. First off, I got Mason on my tribe, who is like the one person who had my back. The one person who had my freaking back. He's on my new tribe, so I know for sure I can work well with him. I know for sure he has my back. He definitely knows I have his back. So that was dope. I also have, I'm trying to think. I have Jordy on my tribe. He was on the bottom of his OG tribe, so. And also on top of that, I really connected with him on the first tribe we were on together, and he was on the bottom of the tribe he was just at. And I know for a fact that he was in search for some allies, I was in search for some allies, so me and him BC'd for like a good 40 minutes or so, just explaining what happened at our tribals, talking about how we have each other's back and stuff, if we did go to tribal council. So it was really nice seeing that Jordy was on my tribe. I had Elk in my tribe, who I wasn't really too close with, but I didn't mind him being on my tribe because I knew for a fact that, any new person I see that wasn't on my original or my other swap tribe is good face to see, so I was fine with it. And then I also had Johnny. Johnny was on my tribe, I believe, which I was also pretty happy about. I had an alliance with him and Mason on my first tribe, so not only with him being a tribe of 5, having him and having that alliance on that tribe of 5 was dope, because he potentially could have controlled the power. Me and Mason would have to like talk around a little bit because me and Mason were both close to Jordy as well. I wanted to like work with Jordy. Who knows what happened there? But I felt like I honestly feel like I'm in the best position all game, to be honest with you, man. So that was really nice. Going to the challenge, and goal is just to win. If I lose, I probably am safe, but my goal is just to win. So me and Elk do a challenge together. We get like 6 minutes on it, which is pretty good. Better than most of the people that did the competition. So very proud of that. And we got first place in that immunity. So let's freaking go. Do your boys safe another round. And yeah, I mean, honestly, just chill vibes on that tribe until we got our next announcement, which was the merge, which was awesome. I don't know if you have to get that out or not, but yeah. Anyways, that's it for my episode 5 professional. See you guys. Take care.
Okay, so this is something non-game related that I wanted to talk about, and it's just a weird thing that happened to me that I'm I think because I'm neurodivergent, I'm just not over it because of the interaction that happened, or maybe this is just how I am. I don't fucking know. But when I was at the concert, my friends eventually they were oh, let's go get something to eat, because there was food trucks and shit. And essentially my friends ordered first, and then I was next, and then I just ordered a fucking, I think it was a hot dog and fries. Yeah, that's what happened. And essentially it was just a weird interaction because I basically pay for my food, I tip the lowest amount you could tip, the tipping options or whatever. And then the guy, he was just is this your first time at this event? And I was what? And he was have you been here before? Are you new? And I was just yeah, this is my first time. And I just kind of said it in the most awkwardest way. And he was just oh, okay, here's your receipt, and this is your number, your pickup, whatever. And so I didn't think anything of it. I just turned around and I was just okay, even if I didn't think anything of it, I was just okay, turn around. And then my friend was just were you just flirted with? And I was I don't know, because I didn't see it in that manner. And it's first of all, I have no fucking riz whatsoever. Fun fact, I'm single for this reason. And as sad as this may sound, I'm not used to people approaching me and trying to hit me up and stuff like that, in that way, and flirt with me, because I've suffered with low self-esteem my entire life. And I'm also not and I say this objectively, I am not the conventional beauty standard, when you see Instagram models and stuff like that, that's who I think is that's the societal beauty standard. I'm not that, and I come to terms with that essentially, and I'm just chilling, because that's just how life is. That's the way I see it, and it's not something I'm upset about, because at the end of the day, there's a standard, and it's such a stupid way of seeing people in general, because it's just beauty is just subjective and stuff like that. But regardless, I just I was just like so taken aback by it that I was just like, yeah, like I didn't think anything of it. Like that's just like what it was, and like, you know, I thought about it several times throughout the night. I was just like, and I think it just comes to the fact that like I just don't understand like social cues, and I'm also again not used to this kind of like I'm not getting used to this, so you know, it was just like, what the fuck? This might defeat what I said previously, but at the same time, like I said, beauty is subjective. He wasn't the type that I would be like, oh, look, let me go up and order some more food or something like that, and like, you know, figure shit out. Yeah, and even my friends were just like, you could do better though, and I was just like, okay. But the gag is like, because like I'm thinking about it now and like analyzing this shit because I'm just a fucking weirdo. This rarely ever happens. So like, girl, I need to take the crumbs that I'm given. Like at this rate. This might defeat what I said previously, but at the same time, like I said, beauty is subjective. He wasn't the type that I would be like, oh, look, let me go up and order some more food or something like that, and like, you know, figure shit out. Yeah, and even my friends were just like, you could do better though, and I was just like, okay. But the gag is like, because like I'm thinking about it now and like analyzing this shit because I'm just a fucking weirdo. This rarely ever happens. So like, girl, I need to take the crumbs that I'm given. Like at this rate. Okay, and like my friend, both my friends that I was with, like they're both attractive women in my opinion, and the difference between the two of them is that like one of them, her name is Abby, and she's like, she gives off like sexy, confident, and like that's essentially what she is. And basically like we had a discussion about like men, obviously, because you know we're, you know, people that are attracted to men, and like of course that conversation comes up because we don't really hang out that often, so of course we're talking about like our love life, quarterly meetings stuff, you know. And I was just kind of like, I don't know what to do, because it's just like, being single is fun and all, but it's like at the same time, like, there's really no one out there that like would meet my standards. Be so for real. But like, and I was supposed to like, well, I don't even know like what to do other than like dating apps, because like dating apps kind of give me like, you know, it's like a prequel to like the actual meetup and stuff, and I can feel them out and like see if they'll fit the vibe. If not, I can just block them, act like they don't exist. So yeah, I was just kind of like, you know, that's my life. And then she's like, just go up to people and just tell them you find them attractive, and that is that. Sorry, Danny's just like messaging me, like it's 3 a.m. But then again, I'm still up talking. Anyways, she was just saying like, just go up to them, tell them you're attractive. If they're not, then like, oh well, what's the worst they can say? And it's like, she's right, but at the same time, like, I can't do that. Because I'm just, if y'all knew me in person, like, I'm kind of awkward and just like, I need time to warm up and like get to know somebody and like, and also I'm a lightweight. I wasn't drinking. I was drinking, but like I wasn't, because like I was fucked up for some bits and times during the festival or concert, whatever. But like when we were sitting down and talking about this, like, you know, I'm awkward and like I don't want to go up to anybody. I'm just staying in my circle. But when I am under the influence, I have no problem with it. So I don't even know what the fuck I'm saying, but regardless, there's Abby and then there's my friend Daniela, who like is shy, doesn't really put herself out there. We were literally on the same boat of like, girl, what do you mean just go up to these people and tell them they're attractive? Like, I would rather die than do that. Be for real right now. And I don't know, like, she's saying that I don't need to only rely on a food truck man to give me the attention that I need. Not that I need, but like that I would like every once in a while. But yeah, that is just like the weird interaction I've had that's been like stuck in my head. And like, of course, I'm just overanalyzing it, and it's 3 a.m. 3 a.m. thoughts, you know? Yeah.
Good evening, Sagevivor. Okay, basically, I feel like I kind of ate this episode a little bit. So, like, we swapped, and it was me, Rosie, Vintage, Snowy, and Mia. And at first I'm like, okay, period, I like all 5 of these individuals, right? But we got to the spot the difference challenge. My fan is loud as fuck. We got to the spot the difference challenge, and well, let's say Mia fucked us up. Well, actually, Snowy and Rosie did worse, but like Mia was like, let's break it down into grids. Girl, let's just point out the obvious stuff first. I don't know, but we lost the spot the difference challenge, and so I'm like, shit, I like all of these people. I don't want to go to tribal. I don't want to vote anyone out. I also don't want to get voted out, obviously. But it was pretty clear to me that like Rosie is my number 1 right now, so I wasn't gonna vote her out. And Vintage just got sorry, I lost train of thought. I got a text in the middle of it. Anyways, what was I saying? Sage, can you edit this, please? Vintage just got blindsided. Like, Taylor got voted out at the previous tribal by Dylan and Wrath, and so Vintage has been really upset, and he doesn't deserve to leave right now, and Taylor is my girl too, so I need him around to get revenge, because I had intended on working like really far in the game with Taylor. So fuck Dylan B. Dylan B deserves nothing. And anyways, we go to tribal. I know that I'm keeping Vintage and Rosie, right? So the plan, first of all, there was literally no plan until like maybe 5 hours before tribal at the earliest, but it was gonna be between Mia and Snowy for sure. Then I was trying to like reassure Mia because I didn't know if we were gonna lean that direction, but then she ended up playing her like safety without power anyways and left the tribal. So I'm like, okay, well now I want to do Snowy because I don't want Vintage, I don't want Rosie, and I obviously don't want to leave, so it's gonna be Snowy. But Vintage was leaning more towards Rosie, and I didn't want to burn him, but I knew about Rosie's idol. So I told Vintage, let's split it 2-2 and tie it, just to ensure that we stay safe, and then we can figure it out on the revo. But just like in case one of them plays an advantage or something, we can ensure that they don't get to snipe somebody. Like our vote still has a, like it still counts for something, right? That probably didn't make sense, but like I think I explained it well to him. But in the back of my head, I knew I'm gonna tell Rosie to play her idol, and it's gonna be 2-0 on Snowy. So that's basically what happened, except Snowy used an extra vote, which didn't matter. So he got voted out. And then, yeah, Vintage leaked that like I had been talking to him the whole time about splitting on purpose, but I think I can recover from that with Rosie. Like I think she'll get it if I explain it to her well. But yeah, like I feel like I kind of orchestrated this a little bit. So I ate, and I'll update you guys shortly.
Hello, Sagevivor. It's Mia, back on camera again. My hair's a bit wet. I just did Pilates, and now I'm here, and let's talk. So, I made an entire graph on who on my tribe needs what in order to feel like they're getting something good out of it. Everything boils down to nobody wants vintage gun. Generally, people don't really care about Gumby, and so far it seems everybody kind of likes me. So what is Mia to do in a situation like this? The clear answer, just go to tribal. You have swap, but you can save it, just go to tribal. The unclear answer, this is all stars. I don't trust anybody for shit, and really the only person I care about coming out of this right now is probably Vintage. He's the most reliable out of any of them. Surprisingly, actually, I'm surprised to say that. But coming from the perspective of he wants Dylan B out, I want Dylan B out. He is easily probably the most reliable person. Since nobody wants him out to begin with, I don't need to go to tribal. On top of that, I don't need to get my hands dirty and have myself picking sides and somebody getting mad at me. I don't need to be doing that. So, I thought long and hard. Final decision is I'm going to use my swap. Some people might call it a waste, but I call it playing the long term. Because if we get into the next round, and I stay with Vintage on my side, if we end up going to tribal again for some godforsaken reason, I mean, I've got 2 votes. Like, are you kidding? So I'm not risking it. I went home in season 1 because I didn't use a swap when I had the opportunity, and I'm just not doing it again. So I made those alliance chats. I'm gonna say, hey guys, you know, whoever comes out of it, we're all best friends. But I'm gonna use my swap. You know, safety without power and all that. So that's the plan. And I think you guys are probably getting tired of my confessional if you're seeing it a lot, because I've been in tribal so much. I've been to 4 out of the 5 tribals. Like, what the fuck is going on? Yeah. Anyways, I also want to say, Snowy, if you go home, we had a lot of really good conversations last night, and I do genuinely really like you. It's just, I like everybody on this tribe. Honestly, if I'm thinking about it right now, out of all 3 of you guys, I would prefer Rossi to go home, just because I don't have as much rapport with Rossi. But at the same time, I also don't want to send home another woman and be the only woman left on tribe. So I really don't know. I think all of you guys can relate that this is a really stupid, dumb tribal. And if we had anybody who sucked ass on this tribe, it'd be much preferable to lose and have them go home than any of us, because I feel like we all could have worked together really well. So I am going to use my safety without power in an attempt to not be Dylan B and vote for somebody and feel like I manipulated them, because that wasn't the goal. I was just trying to be friendly with a lot of people. But yeah, so that's my reasoning. Sagevivor fans, I hope you're rooting for me for surviving, what is it, 3 tribals? It's gonna be 4 tribals now because I'm not gonna be at the tribal. Yeah, you know, I hope I got fans rooting for me and all that shit. Bye bye.
Yo, confessional people. Me on the way home as I drive. Also, I don't know why my thing's still on, but I'll have to turn it on anyways. It's episode 4. Well, now it's not. This is a little late coming out because I was kind of forced busy last night to actually submit a vote, since we kind of decided things in the last minute. I could
tell you basically the whole rundown of what happened this past episode before I inevitably wait another day before I give you guys episode 5's confessional as things develop here. But basically the scenario of it was like this cycle started, all of us were talking together, and we basically figured out that the challenge was going to be the hotel. I really wanted to play because everyone was going to be there and I wanted to talk to people, but I mean, I was like, you know what, Dylan said he wanted to play, he hasn't really played anything, hasn't really done much, we'll give Dylan a chance to, you know, work out there. So Dylan was out there, Taylor went, Vintage went, Snowy was like refusing, so like basically me and Cam sat out, which Cam was not really active enough anyway, so it's kind of like, why? So yeah, we go to the challenge. I'm stuck at home, and then like, you know, Vintage goes in, comes out first. I think we're looking good. Snowy comes in, comes out. They both go back in, they all coming out. And then in the end, it basically becomes a 1v1 against Ethan and Dylan. And by apparently 0.03 seconds, Dylan lost and Ethan got out of the hotel first. So we went to tribal. I was actually kind of upset with that. But in the process of it, I also learned that some rat was leaking around outside of who I told that I had every advantage that I had. Because, I mean, Dylan comes to me and says, like, why are you upset with me? You're the one that's been lying to me this entire time. Haven't even told me about your advantages. And I was like, oh, shit. That's not good. We had a little beef, little argument. We went on VC, patched things up. I was like, hey, I told them it was blatant lie I've ever said. I had no one to tell him that I had those advantages because I just, you know, it's Dylan and I was going to go against him later with Elk or something like that. But I had no way to go around it. So I basically told him, I was like, hey, I didn't tell you because we haven't spoken as much. Like, you know, like had we had an opportunity to actually talk to each other before this point, you would know that, you know, I had those advantages. Like, it's not personal against you. I wasn't trying to hide it from you. Everyone in the tribe knows except for Cam because I want Cam gone. Like, it's just that simple. And I took the mental note of like someone linked it to him because I didn't want him to know. So I'm like, okay, the only people I told were literally the 3 people that I trusted the most, Taylor, Vintage, and Snowy, who at this point made an alliance called the Garland Kings, by the way. That's not Taylor, it's Vintage and Snowy with me. So I'm like, yeah, okay. I wasn't really too happy about that. So then we continue on, and we're gonna, you know, figure things out after that point. And Vintage and Snowy are like pretty set on apparently Cam going home, like I was, because Cam wasn't as active. But Taylor comes to talk to me all day yesterday, and she's like, you know, I feel really bad for my position on this tribe if we lose again. It feels like I might go home, yada yada yada, this and that. And I'm like, I don't know about that one, Chief. So I was like, okay, that's cool. We could figure something out. Me and Dylan and you can work together. And they're saying, I'm talking about how like, oh, but do we want to vote Cam here? You know, and I'm like, no, I think basically hinting that I want to vote Cam still. And I'm like, no. But I want to tell her, I'm like, yeah, we can consider something else. And I was kind of being shady back to her because she was being shady to me, but I was like, we'll just let it slide. So then we get to like an hour before tribal, after everyone said like they're locking in Cam, and Dylan comes to me actually within the last 30 minutes, which is why this confessional is later than that, because we had to discuss things in the last 30 minutes before sending our vote. Ultimately 3 minutes before tribal started, even 2 or 1 minute apparently. But we all sit there, and Dylan comes to me and says, Taylor is coming after you. Them and Cam are trying to get me to vote you. They want a tie. And me sitting in this position knowing that if Vintage knows that there's a tie that Taylor wanted, he's just going to like go out and follow her. Like they're literally dating at this point. At least I think that. Still, they should be. I haven't heard any news otherwise, and I don't really want to get in their personal life. But like, so I'm like, okay, well, she's coming after me. That's not good. I mean, that sucks. I mean, I'm sitting, I'm like, maybe just vote Cam. I trust Vintage. I trust Snowy, and I was right. I mean, I did trust them, and they did vote Cam. Or they were at least going to vote Cam. But I was like, hey, like, okay. And we started talking about like, okay, yeah, we can vote Cam. And then Dylan was like, what if we put into the verse? You have advantages. What if we use one of them or 2 of them to ultimately vote someone that we want out instead, like just you and me? And I'm like, let me think about this for a minute. If I use like a steal a vote, or he uses a shard, he uses this and that, and like people vote for me and the other 2 vote for Cam, the original like thing is 2-2-2. So like the best way to get out of that, to avoid a tie and avoid people going to like rocks and stuff like that, would to be to make sure that like the tie, if we wanted to, is going to be between people we want. So like we'll consider the things that remove me as a target. But then think about it, I have a steal a vote. So I'm like, hey, what if I steal one of Cam or Taylor's votes? And he's like, we should steal Cam's vote, because, you know, Vintage will know that Taylor's being voted if we steal Taylor's vote. So I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. And I was like, that's cool. So we steal Cam's vote, or we're gonna steal Cam's vote, and we're like, let's vote for like Taylor. Me, Dylan, plus my steal vote becomes my extra vote. Oh, okay, well apparently people are just letting me in, whatever. So apparently, like, we steal Cam's vote. We're gonna steal Cam's vote. We have 2 votes for me, and then 1 vote for Dylan. That's 3. Then 2 if Cam and Snowy are telling the truth, and 1 if like Taylor's actually voting me. So it'd be like 3, 2, 1, and then we're gonna vote Taylor out. And that was our plan. I'm not gonna spoil whether or not it actually went through, because this is after tribal and I don't want to be a spoiler about it. But hey, I mean, like, that was our plan, and we decided it in the last 10 minutes. There's a lot of jam-packed cycle. That's why this is a 6-minute confessional, but I am going to peace out and let you guys solve this on your own. But anyways, yeah, I'll talk to you guys later, tomorrow, and we'll figure things out.
Hey, I'm walking somewhere right now, and I can't talk after, but I'm gonna talk right now. I'm gonna get rid of it, and yeah, still not like Taylor one. Even more of it. It's driving me numbers. The profits is basically the place. Not bad, not good. But gonna be a roasty. And yeah, brilliant. I'm hoping the chat confession you guys made, so it's gonna be sweet. I feel like he's the could have done but at the same time, a lot of people in the box were influenced with us. I don't want to call it too high and make it, you know, it's stupid, set myself out, but yeah, I mean, ideally, breast delicious, please. After the least 10 to we'll see how it goes. Yeah.
So yeah, another crazy Sagevivor tribal in the books. Rosie did successfully play another idol on herself. That makes 4 over 2 seasons. She's never misplayed one so far. So that's pretty exciting. Poor Snowy went home with an idol in his pocket, not because he trusted everybody, not because he was too silly to not play it, but because he got too high and he fell asleep. Poor Snowy. He could have really slayed this season. He was really set up, and it happens to the best of us. Shout out to Snowy. That was his 3rd time playing. Twice he's had the same fate. But Snowy's always a great character, and we love Snowy in this house, so shout out to Snowy. Anyways, the next 20 minutes of this video is Mason yapping about everything, but there's some gold in there, so if you want to hear it, Mason's yap is coming up. Otherwise, I will see you in the next episode. Bye.
Alright, episode 5. Just got into a swap. This is, I think, the 3rd one, and it's final 15. So we're getting close to a merge, hopefully. But I swapped with Jordy, James, who else was it? Jordy, James, Johnny, and Elk. It's a pretty solid swap, I think. All people that I've generally somewhat been working with, or not working with per se, but close to so far in the game. I've only gone to travel twice, so I haven't really been working with everyone yet. Just with that first vote, and that was pretty much it. Everyone here is from the original tribe. So yeah, we all technically work together. But I want to say 1 vote's gonna change the whole game, whole outlook of my perception on these people. Would be nice to lose once more. I don't want my entire pre-merge to just be 2 tribals, and one of them is one that I got blindsided in. You know, it's not the best outcome for me, I think. The first one was just kind of an easy vote, and then the second one was me getting blindsided. That's not something I wanted to go into the merge with. So hopefully we lose again. Maybe I throw it. I feel like if this tribe does end up going to tribal ever, it would be, I wouldn't say it wouldn't be an easy tribal, but I think I would be safe with people that are here. I'll explain this whole episode, and it'll kind of show you why I feel that way. Like, I don't want to get cocky or anything. I'm not cocky with this. But I just feel like with the people that are here, I think they need me, which means I'm good. As long as people need me. If I'm needed, I'm safe. And I think all these people need me. Maybe not Elk. I have no idea what Elk is thinking next time. They haven't even talked to me yet today, so I have no idea. But yeah, as long as I'm needed, I'm good. But going into the swap, I originally was thinking Elk would be the easiest vote if we happen to lose. However, there were some developments, I guess you could say. Jordy was definitely spilling some tea, a whole lot of tea. Some of the things I said in the last episode, honestly, were some of the tea. I think, no, I don't think so. But yeah. Sorry, I'm reading back through everything. Same thing I did last time. But going into this swap, I only have one current alliance. The rest of them are all split up between the tribes. But the only alliance I currently have open is between James, Johnny, and I. So if we happen to go to tribal, I have that, and I feel good with that. But yeah, okay. Sorry, there's just pinging on my computer. It keeps going off because I got notifications on here for Discord. It's really bugging me. That and my pink eye. Gosh. Ugh. It's been a rough day. Okay, so sorry, it took me a minute to catch up. So, going into this, James tells me if he would have swapped with anybody, he would have wanted it to be me. I find that to be a bunch of bullcrap. I'll take it though, I guess. If he's telling me the truth, great. If not, I don't really care. With the duo accusations last round, swapping with him is not the best thing for me, in my opinion. Honestly, if it came down to it, I would vote out James if we went to tribal. If it was needed. 100%. 100% I would vote out James. It would definitely help my game more than hurt it. I just feel like he's a, what do you call it? Gosh, it's beeping. Gosh, turn this stupid crap off. I feel like James, he's like a mosquito, just keeps latching onto you. I don't know if I'm doing the right analogy, but James is like a mosquito, latching onto me. Whether he's latching on me or not, it just feels like he is, because everybody keeps putting him with me, and I don't want that. Sometimes I get put into duos with people in orgs, and it just sucks. People see me as Messy Mason, and someone that back is going to be all chaotic and backstabbing people, but then they put me in this duo with someone like I'm all like 100% with them, like they're my ride or die, and it's just never the case. You know, every now and then it might be. Like I will have a ride or die, but this early, heck no. So they keep putting me with them, and I don't want that. So if we did ever go to tribal, perfect. If we don't go to tribal here, we win. But if we do go to tribal before the merge, I would be perfectly fine with voting him out. If not him, I would prefer Elk. One of the two. I don't want Johnny. I don't want Jordy out. Both of them I trust a lot. And I don't see them as being a duo, so it's perfect. But yeah. Last episode I listed James as my number one just because of Blindside, but I think I put him a bit lower this time around. I think it was what I put him at. Oh. I have him as my number 2. I'd still be fine with taking him out. He's my number 2, but it's a small tribe. Anything can happen, and I'd be glad for him to go. I don't feel like anybody else is that close to him anyways. Half the time it's just me speaking up for him, saying how much we should keep him. You know, my boy James. So yeah, it'd be great if he left. Another thing that happened, Jordy, he sent me like 3 different voice messages. He talked to James about this too, because James came up to me and told me that he was on some pretty long VC with Jordy. So it's not like he just told me about this, but I'll kind of just read off the gist of what Jordy was telling me in the voice messages. He said the Tyson vote was originally going to be Johnny, but because he wasn't that active. But then Elk came and fought for Johnny to stay. He convinced, they convinced Mia and Jordy to switch it to Tyson. So Jordy was thinking it would be Tyson here and Johnny the next vote. And then Jordy found out that Johnny made a trio with Mia and Elk because Mia and Elk were kind of like a duo due to the flag making comp. So Johnny made that to be kind of like the third wheel. And with the next vote, Seabass and Jordy agreed for it to be Johnny. Personally, if I was there, I wouldn't agree to any of this because Johnny I would keep in. But apparently he's not that active, which is fine. Maybe I'll use that to my advantage later on. He could be like my secret hero. Who knows? But I don't trust him enough to tell him everything. Just because of how little he's on a lot of time. But Seabass and Jordy agreed for it to be Johnny for the next vote. But then when they lost, Elk came on and decided for it to not be Johnny. Which surprised Jordy. And Jordy knew that Mia was with Elk, so he abandoned the Johnny plan because it never would have worked. The numbers just weren't there. So they all landed on Seabass. But Jordy knew it was a lie because, well, first of all, Mia leaked the trio lines because Mia kept going off apparently. Multiple times actually. Before the hotel and during the hotel, apparently Mia went off. I'm gonna assume Mia's gonna be a target going on the merge if Mia isn't out already. Can't remember if her tribe lost or not. She could be going here. Who knows? I think her tribe lost. But yeah, Mia leaked that, and then Jordy knew that the Seabass vote was a lie because he found out that people were voting for him. I think Seabass told Jordy this. Yeah, Seabass told Jordy that they were all voting for him. But Mia and Johnny talked to Seabass. Seabass told him no to voting Jordy. Asked if it could be Johnny again, or asked Mia if it could be Johnny again. Yeah, and then so they swapped it back to Seabass. And yeah, so they all voted. Seabass got a bunch of votes, and then I believe Jordy still received a vote, and Johnny received a vote. Elk was apparently lying about a bunch of crap on why Jordy got a vote. Or wait, no. Elk didn't lie about it. Johnny lied about it, saying that Elk just didn't want to vote Seabass. Then when Jordy talked to Elk about it, they said that, I think they explained it exactly, like they slept in or something like that, I can't remember. But yeah, that's the gist of it. Jordy was leaking a bunch of stuff, though. He's, like I said in my confessionals, he's almost more of a leaker than I am. Because he leaked this, he leaked it to James, he leaked in the VC that Danny gave, who was it? Danny gave James the immunity necklace after I told Jordy that, and he leaked to basically everybody about that. So that's why Danny came to me before, a few episodes ago, about it, asking me why I leaked it, basically. So Jordy's definitely someone, I put Jordy as my number one, but not for me giving Jordy information, but for the information that Jordy gives me. That's pretty much it. I trust him because he leaks stuff to me. It happens. But I don't know. I feel like he wouldn't vote me. Because he needs me. He doesn't trust Johnny and Elk that much. Especially because they're in a trio with Mia. I don't know if them two know that Mia leaked the trio. I could leak that to them two and say that Mia leaked the trio. But I'm probably gonna wait until merge for that. When we're all a happy family together, I'll leak that. But for now, I'll just keep quiet. But I don't know if Jordy trusts them completely. So Jordy needs me. Plus, Jordy told James the same thing. So Jordy probably needs James too. I'm assuming he would want to vote out Elk if it came down to it. I think he might have said that in DMs, actually, that he would vote Elk. So if we do end up losing next episode, Elk will probably be the vote, unless things get a little chaotic. What else happened? I leaked Danny's Idol Nullifier to Jordy. I also... No, that doesn't matter. I told James about everything that Jordy told me, but Jordy told James anyways, so it doesn't even matter. But Jordy does know about Danny's Idol Nullifier. There's certain things I'll leak to Jordy, like that, because Jordy is very good at spreading information. I don't need to do it. Jordy can do it for me. I do spread information a lot, though, but I don't do it with everybody. Only a select few. I feel like that's something that was good to tell Jordy. Now, if Danny finds out that I leaked it, that might be a different story. So he'd find out that Jordy leaked the other thing. Jordy is very bad at telling the wrong people. He likes to tell the wrong people a lot. So anything I do tell him could come back to haunt me. So telling Jordy the right stuff is key. But I feel like that's something I can't tell him. Because I'm going to assume that multiple people will tell multiple people. Because it was an open advantage. I could just lie to Danny and say that James must have told Jordy. Who knows? He doesn't know. So, but yeah, let's see. Let's see what else happened. It's a long one too. Gosh. I'm quite the talker today. I'm pretty bored, I guess. I was thinking this episode about all the advantages I have. 3 extra votes and an idol. When I play anything, whether I play Actually, the extra votes are secret. I just need to make a different parchment enough to separate the two so people don't assume it's mine. But who knows? Maybe someone will just assume it's me playing the extra vote. But if I play the idol, yeah, people are just gonna assume it's from the auction. So I'm kind of nervous for the time when I do end up needing to play it. What people are going to think afterwards. So that was definitely on my mind this episode. People are definitely going to lose trust in me. I haven't told anybody about any of my advantages. I've been lying about the board to Danny and Ethan last episode, a few episodes in a row actually, because they were giving their stuff to me and I was not giving my stuff to them on what was happening. I mean, I'm sure they've gotten advantages already. They might not have, but I'm sure they have, and they haven't told me anything. I just know what's already out in the open. But yeah, I got a little wary of what might happen in the future. Let's see. Johnny ended up telling me today, some things. It wasn't a ton, but it was some things about what was happening with Jordy. I pretty much I told him if I could, I would help them, link back up and become allies again, which is a bunch of bullcrap. I would never do that. I mean, I have before, but normally it's not my forte. I like to split people up. But I told them, I told Johnny that, I told him that. And, but not long after, they had the challenge, which they ended up working together, but they were on a VC afterwards, talking to each other a little bit. And they might be at least slightly better with each other now. Jordy was telling me about it too, and I don't know, they seemed at least slightly better with each other. Not a ton, but I could use that to my advantage to take out Elk also. Or James, because if Johnny and Jordy are on board with each other, James could be the way to go. Elk would be an easy vote later. He's always inactive. Sorry, I keep getting pronouns wrong. My mind's not working today. Elk's always inactive. Like I said, they haven't talked to me at all today. They didn't talk to me much yesterday either. I think they sent me like 2 messages. I think Johnny was saying that Elk was inactive too, and they're working together. So Elk could be an easy inactive merge boot, basically. I don't know if there's a whole lot else. Let me scan through this. There's still all of today's stuff that I've said. Can't remember. Ooh, 20-minute mark for this confessional. This is about the point where Sage will cut me off probably and go to the next person saying their confessional. He'll probably cut the rest of this off because I'm just blabbing. Let's see. I could say nothing for the rest of this. I don't know. I can't remember what I said today, to be honest. So, Sage very well could cut the rest of this off. Yeah, I think that's it, actually. Okay. Yeah, so about at the 20-minute mark, I can be cut off. There's not much else. I just, a few more hours until Tribal. Can't remember who's going, but what tribe's going, but I think it's the one that Mia's in. I'm gonna assume that Mia will go. Actually, no, Mia has the safety without power, so Mia probably won't go. Mia probably use that, and then someone else will probably get Get going. Alright, that's pretty much it. Peace.